That night, my phone suddenly vibrated. An anonymous text message accompanied by a photo. My husband, Daniel, was in a hotel room with another woman, kissing. My mind went blank for a moment, and my whole body was almost suffocated. For 5 years, we were the model couple in everyone's eyes. He was a successful businessman on the outside, a gentle and significant other at home, and I always thought I had a perfect marriage. But reality fell apart in an instant. I held my phone, my fingers cold, my heart beating like a drum. What shocked me even more was that the woman in that photo turned out to be my best friend, Lena. I stood frozen in the doorway of my hotel room, as if I had fallen into an absurd dream. Their frantic sorting of clothes, every detail cutting through my heart like a sharp blade. "Emma, listen to me explain." Daniel stepped forward, only to be shoved away by me. "Explain?" My voice trembled, but with a never-before coldness. "How do you explain it? I saw it with my own eyes. Do I need an explanation?" Lena slowly lifted her shoulder strap, not panicking, but like a cheetah who finally succeeded. "Emma, you should wake up. Do you think everything you have really belongs to you? Daniel is tired of your innocent appearance." Her words were like poison, pouring accurately into my ears. I glared at her. "You are my best friend." She smiled, but her smile was sharper than any sarcasm. "So, in the world of love, there are no best friends, only winners and losers. You are so stupid, Emma. You always think that marriage depends on love, but the reality is it depends on profit." Daniel bowed his head, did not deny. At this moment, I almost understood everything. They were no longer a temporary betrayal, but a conspiracy planned together, and I have been in the dark. Trembling, I turned away, hearing Lena's whispered sneer. "Don't think you can get away with it, Emma. When we get what we want, you'll have nothing." That sentence was like the last straw, pushing me into the abyss of despair. Back home, I locked myself in my study and trembled to dig out all the documents since the marriage. Real estate, company shares, estate trusts. All of these were being transferred to Daniel's name, little by little. I was horrified to find out that this marriage was a game from the beginning. The coldness in my heart became heavier and heavier, and I suddenly realized, this is not just a betrayal, but a carefully arranged hunt. That night, I lay in an empty bedroom, insomnia until dawn. Tears have long dried, only the redness and determination in my eyes are left. They are going to destroy me, then, I will also make them pay the price. The next morning, the sun shone through the curtains, and the warmth was almost dazzling. But in my heart, it was like a piece of ice was buried. I carefully mended my makeup in front of the mirror, covering up the tears and haggard of last night without a trace. A smile barely arose at the corner of my mouth, a fake smile. From today on, I must wear a mask. When I went downstairs, Daniel was already at the table. He looked up. His eyes were a little dodgy, but he tried to pretend that nothing had happened. "Last night, I'm sorry, Emma, I drank too much. It wasn't what you thought." His voice was low, with a hint of fake guilt. I sat down calmly, poured myself a cup of coffee, and my tone was so gentle that I almost believed it myself. "It's okay, I believe you." He was stunned, as if he didn't expect me to forgive so easily. I saw a touch of relaxation in his eyes, but it made my heart feel even more cold. He really thought I would continue to play stupid. The next few days, I lived like a play. During the day, I accompanied him to attend social engagements, smiling and holding his arm, letting outsiders envy us as a model couple. At night, I sat alone in my study, flipping through those complicated contracts and financial statements, trying to find loopholes. One night, Daniel was fast asleep, and I quietly got up. I went into his study lightly, turned on the computer, and tried to find the hidden equity transfer document. The name of the folder that popped up on the screen almost made my blood clot. Plan A, Plan B, Final Disposal. I clicked on one of them, which was about the detailed plan of property division and marriage termination. And in a document marked in red, I clearly saw a sentence. "Emma will be powerless to fight back." My fingertips were trembling. Anger, humiliation, heartache, mixed into a strong force. I slowly closed the computer and looked up at the dark night sky outside the window. "Okay, Daniel, since you are going to leave me with nothing, don't blame me for making a move." For the next few weeks, I lived a perfect double life. During the day, I was the elegant and thoughtful wife who accompanied Daniel to various business drinks. At night, when the lights went out, my other side would wake up. I started secretly contacting a lawyer who had helped my father, Mason. He was in his late 50s, steady and calm, and known in the legal world for his ruthlessness. On the other end of the phone, his voice was low and cautious. "Emma, Are you sure you want to go this way? Once you start, you can't turn back. I stared at myself in the mirror, a wry smile slowly raised at the corner of my lips. Turn back? I have no way out. Mason quickly referred me to a personal accountant, Anna, who helped me secretly track down Daniel's money flow. Soon after, I received an encrypted email. The moment I opened it, I just felt a chill on my back. Money transfer records, shelf company accounts, overseas accounts. Everything was clear, and the beneficiary's name had Lena in it. My fingers tightened and I almost crushed the phone. One weekend, on the pretext of going on a short trip with my best friend, I flew to Switzerland alone, where I quietly met a private bank manager. I handed him a document I had prepared in advance, my voice surprisingly calm. Please help me open a private trust account and transfer these assets into it. He glanced at me, hesitated for a moment, and finally nodded. I knew this would be my safety net and a bargaining chip for the future. When I got home, Daniel was sitting in the living room with a very serious expression. Where have you been? Why did you turn off the phone? His tone was cold, and there was a look in his eyes. My heart tightened, but in an instant I put on a smile and walked over to take his arm. Just to accompany Sophie to relax for a few days. You know, I've been under a lot of pressure recently. He stared at me for a few seconds, as if to see through my lies. But in the end, he just snorted and let go. At that moment, I was even more sure. Daniel began to doubt me, and this game between me and him has just really kicked off. Since my trip to Switzerland, I have clearly felt a change in Daniel's attitude. He is no longer as cold and indifferent as usual, but has begun to show a strange concern. At the breakfast table in the morning, he will suddenly reach out to wipe the milk foam from the corners of my mouth. His movements are gentle but deliberate. Back in the bedroom at night, he will whisper in my ear, "How is your day?" However, I can catch a trace of coldness in his eyes that is not of love. He is testing. He is waiting for me to reveal my flaws. One evening, I was about to go out when Daniel suddenly appeared at the door. Where are you going? His tone was not heavy, but like a knife, nailed to my back. I turned around calmly and said lightly, "Yoga class." "Yoga?" He raised his eyebrows and slowly approached, his eyes half smiling. "Strange. When I asked my secretary to renew your membership last week, they said you haven't been there for a long time." My heart tightened, but I still had a natural smile on my face. "Oh, I'm in a new studio, and the environment is better." After saying that, I deliberately took out my mobile phone, dug out the class schedule prepared in advance, and handed it to him. He took it. His eyes stayed for a moment, and the corner of his mouth curled up a meaningful arc. What alerted me even more was Lena. She was like a fox that sniffed blood, and her instincts were astonishingly sharp. At a charity dinner, she held Daniel's arm, smiled brightly, and came up to me on purpose. "Emma, you've been looking so good lately." When she approached, her voice was extremely low, with a sarcastic provocation. "Are you hiding some little secret behind our backs?" I held the wine glass, my expression unchanged, and I clinked with her gently. "Thank you for your concern, Lena. Maybe you should pay more attention to your own secrets. After all, some things stink if you hide them for too long." Her smile froze instantly, and a trace of severity flashed in her eyes.